Welcome. I hope you will enjoy these illustrations from Making Change in Our Lives, a workbook. They are free to print or save. 1. Ripples in the sea of humanity. Our thoughts, words, and deeds create ripples of energy that eventually touch others. Our thoughts, attitudes, emotions, beliefs, and desires can be kind or cruel. If we are ever to gain world peace, though, we will need to vastly increase acts of kindness and vastly reduce acts of cruelty. We cannot achieve such profound change unless and until we change our negative thoughts. 2. Components of our spiritual diet. Doing this self-work will bring positive change into your life. How much is up to you. You can do as much or as little as you decide. Even if you only resolve one inner conflict, though, your life will improve. 3. Thought manifesting in matter produces physical life. The immense power of our thoughts cannot be overstated. Nothing exists in physical without first having existed in thought. Our thoughts drive our every action or inaction. The state of humanity is what it is today because of our thoughts, whether positive or negative. If we are ever to reduce negativity in the world, we must first change ourselves. We cannot change ourselves unless and until we recognize and refine and reduce our own thoughts. 4. We all think all the time. Our thoughts drive our every action or inaction and determine the course of our lives. Paying attention to our thoughts and learning about our beliefs and desires enables us to start changing them. 5. Retrain your brain. The brain is the soul's wheelhouse during physical incarnation and is the first part of the human body to react physically to our thoughts, attitudes, and emotions. Our oft-repeated thoughts imprint on it, forming neural pathways. If you've ever tried, but failed, to stop from having a thought, you'll know what I mean when I say the pathways can seem impossible to reroute. We can retrain our chaotic thought patterns by resolving the issues causing the chaos. 6. Steps in becoming spiritually aware. In large part, we are who we are because of our reactions to or our thoughts about our early childhood experiences. Paying attention to our thoughts and acknowledging we ourselves really do have negative thoughts enables us to change them. Meditating to find the root issues causing them and then resolving the inner conflicts resulting from our experiences brings inner peace. Being at peace frees us to make wiser choices about our lives, enabling profound change. That's it. That's the process. 7. The 3 R's of spiritual decluttering. Spiritual decluttering means resolving inner conflicts, refining our understanding of our thought patterns, and finally, reducing our thoughts. Doing so enables us to feel better, to pay better attention to ourselves, and to better hear our guide. 8. Worry cloud. When our thoughts are filled with negativity, chaos, it can be challenging to find inner peace and calm, order. When something is worrying or angering us, it can be almost impossible to stop thinking about it. The thought keeps endlessly repeating, and after a while, we may not even hear it anymore, but it is still repeating. Without resolution, these often repeated thoughts create accidents, illness, insomnia, and even lead to a state of chronic confusion. 9. The process of inner child work. The first step is to identify a negative behavior causing problems for us. Could be addiction, chronic lateness, verbal sniping, withholding communication, pathological lying, feeling like a victim, or any pattern creating problems for you that you wish you could change. 10. Fitting all my pieces together. Inner child work roots out negative or inaccurate beliefs and thoughts, attitudes, and emotions, and reveals the universal truth about them, rather than what we have come to accept as truth. Looking back on our childhood as adults, we can recall the thoughts we had as young children and find validation. Two-way communication. Prayer is one-way communication, us talking to Source. Meditation or going home is two-way communication, us talking to Source and Source talking to us. 12. Going home. The universal intelligence teaches a new way to meditate. It is called going home, to illustrate the idea of consciously connecting with Source via our guide. One of the best ways to learn about ourselves is to meditate in this new way. This means getting centered and paying attention to our thoughts. This takes practice, lots of practice, but as my guide says to me whenever I'm learning a new skill, practice makes progress. 13. Use a notepad. Whatever happens, record your experiences in a journal of some sort to serve as a record of your journey towards spiritual self-awareness. More importantly, information that does not currently make sense may do so as you become more aware. The guides can help us recall details if we invite them to do so. Even seemingly insignificant details can be an important part of the message. Learn what the people or things represent spiritually. See section 4-4. 14. Use a dictionary. If a word or phrase keeps repeating in your thoughts, look it up to find all its possible meanings. Then ask your guide which meanings applies for you in this particular case, and listen for the answer, since our guide's intended meaning might not be what we think. 15. Buddha. What we think, we become. Buddha. 16. What our thoughts can sound like. Let's see, the instructions say to ask a question and listen to my thoughts for the answer. Okay, what's my soul name? Kosi-Mia. I wonder if someone will actually answer me. Probably not, but I might as well play along. Okay, what's my soul name? Kosi-Mia. I think I'm getting a headache. What should I have for supper tonight? Okay, what's my soul name? Kosi-Mia. I hope the weather's good on the weekend. I'm so mad I never get my way. Why don't I ever stand up for myself? My back hurts. I guess there's no one there after all. I give up. I was really hoping to get an answer. What's Kosi-Mia? 17. Dream and meditation symbols. The guides use many forms of symbolism. Colors, numbers, images of people we know or knew, animals, everything we experience in life, can be used to teach us about ourselves, any time of day or night. Check out the spiritual meanings of colors, numbers, and symbols. 18. Guidelines. Even if we think we know the meaning of a dream or meditation image or a phrase, our guide may well have wrapped another, even more important message within it. As long as we believe we understand the symbol fully, our guide has no choice but to agree. We must have the intention to look for it. 19. Epiphany. Think like a reporter and consider exactly what information you want. The W5H method. Who, what, when, where, why, and how can help. Prepare your questions beforehand. Use as few words as possible with simple, clear phrasing. Ask one question at a time and wait at least 30 seconds or so for the answer before moving on to the next question. We often make statements and then wait for the universe to agree or disagree with us, so be sure to ask an actual question. 20. The spiritual meaning of the colors. The guides often show us colors in meditation and dreams, as well as in everyday life. If the colors you are shown are muddy or washed out, ask your guide which colors are in the mix. Muddy brown can be a combination of green and red. "21. The spiritual meaning of the numbers. Like everything in the universe, each number has a specific vibrational frequency. The guides use numbers and letters to draw our attention to unrecognized issues, or to give us feedback about our progress. "22. The individual teeth. Represent our ability or willingness to process life's experiences and to tolerate information going against our beliefs or desires. See gums, lips, mouth, tongue. "23. A poem about grieving. Little Rain Cloud. Remind me again how it feels to let go, by Allison Joy Sanders. "24. Patience. How to build patience. Next time you're in a long lineup, press pause on your thoughts. You'll feel better. After all, fretting and worrying doesn't shorten the wait. Use this time to practice being centered and focusing on what is happening around you or within you. "25. The ladder of spiritual development. The path of spiritual development is similar to a ladder. The ladder is the scale of vibrational frequency. Its rungs are levels of spiritual attainment. Our thought patterns determine our level of attainment, with negative thoughts dragging us down and positive thoughts elevating us. The higher we rise, the nearer we approach oneness with the all. "26. Thought projected itself into space-time and generated life. What, you ask, was the beginning of it all? And it is this: existence that multiplied itself for sheer delight of being and plunged into numberless trillions of forms so that it might find itself innumerably. Sri Aurobindo, Indian nationalist, philosopher, yogi, guru, and poet. "27. Local group and nearest galaxies. Visit Wikipedia to see full-size image. Photo by Antonio Cicolella. "28. Governance hierarchy. One of the biggest problems facing humanity is the lack of unbiased judicial oversight to ensure fair and equitable treatment is upheld for all citizens. Let me assure you, this oversight exists. It is not here yet, or at least not that we can see, but it has come before, and it is coming again. This system has resources not available to humans, not the least of which is access to the Akashic life records. "29. Vibrational frequency scale. Within the plane of spiritual existence are levels of awareness or attainment. Humanity currently exists in the third level. As the cycle draws to an end, countless karmic situations will be closed, both through individual efforts and by sacrifices others make on behalf of certain groups or individuals. Those who attain at least third level cusp will continue their spiritual education in fourth level. "30. Time for change. There is rising awareness of the idea we are living in the end times, and humans being on the brink of a leap in evolution. Many believe this leap will magically happen after the long prophesied final battles of World War III. Many believe new technologies will transform us into superhumans, or magical powers will suddenly awaken in us. It is said this change will begin an era of true world peace, and with it, the end of suffering on planet Earth. There is one very large but. We are not in charge. This change is not ours to bring about.